Hey there, folks. How are we doing today? Hope you're having an awesome day. Well, it's Thursday, and we're going to do a little Thankful Thursday because, as you can see, I have a plethora of knives and sheaths laying out before me. Well, that's courtesy of that fine fella out in the West Coast there, Sasquatch Knives Canada. So we had done a little deal recently where I picked up a few items from him, 3 knives in particular, that he gave me a really good deal on, and we won't look at those today. Those will come in a near future video, but here's a little hint. So he said to me, I'm going to throw a few other knives in, just to sweeten the pot, I guess. Well, he wasn't kidding. He threw a few in. So this is not going to be a detailed review. As you can see, it's not an unboxing. I've already unpacked everything. But we're just going to take a quick glance at each, and then many of these are project knives, which you'll see in the future, some repairs and cleanup. But anyways, enough rambling. Let's get into it. First off, he threw in a little Lee Valley guard tape, which is, you can use it on tools and whatnot, but it's good if you're working around sharp objects. It's, I guess it's cut resistant. So you can wrap it on your fingers and whatnot, which is good for a fellow who spends a lot of time fixing up old pocket knives. So that's awesome. He slipped a few stickers in. So we got a couple here. This one's a QSP, Better Knife, Better Life. And then another QSP, with a cool wolf with a knife in his mouth. Don't mess with that guy. And a little gingerbread knife. I'm not sure what this is from, but that's kind of neat. Must have been maybe a Christmas type thing. And then we've got a Demco Knives Shark Lock. And we've got a couple of those. And then a couple of the recent Blades Canada Warrior Wonders Easter themed knife sticker. And he threw in a couple of those reusable ties and a piece of horn. It looks to me like that probably came off of a jacket, like a button on a jacket, but we're going to find a creative use for that. It's already quite well suited to be a bead on a lanyard or something like that for a knife. And he threw in a leather belt sheath. Got to look like a caribou or deer on it. And this big hoss of a sheath here, very, very thick through the body. Got a pouch there for a sharpening stone. Nice pass-through belt clasp or knife clasp, and then a big belt loop. So I got to find something. I'm sure I get something that'll fit nice in that. All right. Oh, and a military style hook and loop Canada flag patch. I got lots of places I can put that. Alrighty, let's get into some knives. So we've got here a Ruco 105, 448 stainless, made in China. Has some camo covers on it, full tang, lanyard spot, nice jimping at the top, gut hook. It's really nice in the hand. This fits comfortably, everything's nicely contoured, jimping's in a good spot. I think my father may have already claimed this one, so I think that's going to be going to him. He took a shine to that. So that's pretty cool. Feels nice. And then we have here, this is a cold steel made in German 4116 steel. manufactured in Taiwan. And this is their ode to the Grohmann G.H. Russell belt knife. So that's the design that inspired this. And at some point down the road, I think we might do a comparison between this and the actual Grohmann belt knife. Comes in a plastic sheath, very similar to what you would get with a Moore knife. And looks like you could hook a, I might have, just happen to have one off a Moore knife here. So you can add a dangler to it to carry it even lower. So that's pretty cool. Aggressive jimping at the top. Yeah, it'll be fun to compare that one to an actual Grohmann. Got the plastic covers with a lanyard hole. Nice little knife. And we'll unbox over here. We have, this is a, where are we at? Cold steel Kudo Light. Got a blade length of 4 1/4. Steel is 5 CR15 MOV. Weight is 2.7 ounces. Blade thickness 2 millimeters. And handle is 5 3/4 Zyx. I'm guessing that would be the material. And here we have that. So very much in the design of a folding hunter. And you've got your whatever that guy is, antelope or something of that nature, inlaid in your handle. This is kind of neat. So you see this big cover in the back. I was thinking that was some kind of maybe a locking mechanism or something, but it's actually, see here, it's kind of like a back spring kind of thing. So it keeps tension on the blade, excuse me, stops it into a half stop, and it snaps it closed there. So it doesn't lock it, but it keeps tension on it. Big handle on it. If you got big meaty hands, all kinds of handle there for you to get a hold of. Very light. We've got the antelope or whatever there, and the Kudo Light. Nice edge on it. Pretty cool knife. I like that mechanism. That's kind of neat. You just snap into that half stop, and so it's pivoted here, and the tension comes as this back plate presses down, or back spring presses down onto the handle. So kind of a fulcrum effect. That's pretty cool. That's a neat mechanism. I like that. And way over here, we have a big hawkbill type pruning knife. Wood covers. I'm going to guess steel bolsters. There's a little lanyard piece on the end. Dig that snap. Needs a little bit of oil. A big old slicey hawkbill. Good pruning knife. No information on it here. Box just gives a serial number. Made in China. Good hand-filling handle. And nice slicey recurved kind of hawkbill. So that'd be a really good garden knife, pruning knife. Nice snap. Alrighty. Let's start over here. So right off the bat, I looked at that one. I said it's got to be Japanese, just by the style of the covers. So it's a bone-looking cover with a cross jig. And a lot of the post-World War II knives that were made in Japan use this kind of cover. I've got a couple of hobo knives, a big one and a small one, that have the same kind of bone and pattern. A couple of chips away from the bone on the spring there, but Everything's still nice and tight. And as soon as I opened it, again, I got that Japanese feel because you've got these very flat blades. This one saw some rust over time, some pitting, and I suspect somebody probably contoured the tip here. It may have broken at one point. As you can see here, it comes in a little bit short in the frame. It's still a very usable blade, but I suspect it probably broke off at some point. Somebody contoured it a bit here and then here on the top. I snap and just says Japan. And then you get a spade blade. Again, that kind of flat stamped metal look. No markings, but very typical of a post-World War II, from my experience, Japanese knife. So a nice big beefy trapper style knife. Then over here we have an open L. And a little bit of writing here. I can't quite make it out. It's worn away a little bit. But nice looking texture to that wood, nice color. And we slide our lock open. And open L. That's all I can read from there. And then I get a little bit of mineral on my hands. And there's your knife secured. So nice thin slicey blade, stainless steel. Perhaps a bit of marking there. No, just some debris. So this, I don't know if I see a number. No, it wouldn't be a number 10. I'll have to reference the size charts. Probably like about a 6 or something like that. But I'm not an open L expert. But I would suspect it's in that range of a 6. Very cool knives. The open L, very notable by their locking mechanism. Just very simple, very basic, but works great. Very solid lockup. No blade play at all. Very cool knives. And we have this one here, scrimshaw style, very ornate bolsters. Gives it some weight. Yeah, I suspect these are synthetic covers. And then there is your pivot pin. So your covers aren't showing pinned on, but that's because it had a scene here at one time. You can still make with some of the trees in the mountains. It's a lock back, snaps nicely into position, and it's a Fury. Now that's a brand I haven't seen a lot. It's a 36631. This one is made in China of stainless steel. So very little work to do on this one. There's a little tiny bit of blade play, so I may tighten those pins up a little bit. But very attractive looking knife. Nice grind on the blade. So that one's pretty cool. I like that. Very ornate. And then here we have an old hawkbill. And you can see it's seen a lot of use. And it is a Klein Tools, Chicago, USA. It'll be fun to date this one. The covers have a wood look to them, but I think they're synthetic. Yeah, definitely synthetic. But you can see it's a liner lock. And you can see the brass has worn with time and with use. So there's a little bit of play in the lockup. And when you close it, obviously the blade has seen a lot of sharpening, lost a lot of meat, because that should be right down in the channel. But what I can do with that is I can take a little bit away down here, and then that will drop back into the channel. Bail's in great shape on it. So, very cool. Now, here's one I particularly like. I like them all, but I love my Scout camp style knives. And this one, right off the bat, you should be able to tell, Japanese, because it's got that same cross jigged bone with that same color to it. Still has the bail, which often you don't see. It's chewed up, but we can clean that up a little bit. And you've got your can opener. You've got your bottle opener. You have your awl. In the style of this, kind of denotes the age. It's an older knife. Still a great snap though. And then you've got your spear point blade. And this one is a Premier. Stainless steel in Japan. So a Premier made in Japan, probably not too long after World War II. Could go up as far as the 70s, I suppose. I'll have to put some work into dating it. I don't know my Premiers as well as I should. And as you're going to see, I'm going to need to do some research. But a sweet little knife. Love the old Scout camp style knives. Okay, next up we have a little trapper style knife. And this one, it's worn a little bit there. And you can see the blades have seen some heavy use. Still some great snap in them though. You see it better here. William. Can't quite make that out. Once I edit the video, I'll be able to make it out. But it's a Sheffield knife. So Sheffield, England. Again, this blade's seen some good use. Still solid snap, great springs. Amazing you find these older knives. Great springs. Isn't that interesting? I don't think it was intentional, but it kind of comes across like one of those magician knives where you've got the two different colors. I suspect this one was just, it sat somewhere, probably saw a whole lot of sun, and just bleached those covers out. The covers, they feel synthetic. I don't think they're bone, but they could be. It just has a very smooth synthetic feel to it. Well, we'll find out in time. And then we have here another one that feels to have synthetic handles. And we can see right away the blades have seen some use because they're actually, I don't know if this would have been an easy open or perhaps just a finger groove, because you would think the easy open would be up by the nail nick. But this little fellow here, as it serves somebody its full life, because here's your secondary blade. And this one is a IXL George Wolstenholme. Struggle to pronounce that one. Sheffield, England. It still has good springs on it. I'm gonna kind of dip in here to get this blade. Come on. There we go. And again, your tag stamp here. Both blades stamped. Something else there too. When I clean this up, we'll reveal all that is said. But maybe we'll pick it up on the video too. Maybe it says oil the... Anyway, we'll find that out in a future video. But a knife that serves somebody a full life. Still, man, great snap in those springs. And then we have here a little itty bitty frontier. So you get your saw cut, probably Delrin covers. Like a little secondary pen blade that's still got quite a bit of meat to it. Could work on that snap. And then there's your main clip point. Still lots of life. And it is an Imperial, I believe that's going to say Ireland. Yeah, Imperial Ireland. We'll work on that and get the snap back in it, because other than that, not a darn thing wrong with it. Be a great little pocket dropper. And then here we have a Premier oh, come on. My old eyes. The worst part is I know what that says about the brand. I just can't think of it right now, but we'll see that on the video. Now, Premier had manufactured, I think up until 1955, it had a plant in Canada, in Toronto, and one down in the States. And then I went to maybe Ireland after that. I'll have to brush up on my research, because as you can see, I got a few of these to work on. Premier Lifetime. And I think both the US and Canada use the lifetime mark. There's some differences, so I'll have to research that and figure that out. But a nice long clip point blade. Good snap. Nice snap on the close. And this one's a Stockman, so you've got your main clip point, and then you have a pen blade there. And then there's what possibly would have been a sheep's foot. Could be another pen blade, but I'm going to guess she broke at some point, and somebody did the best job they could do to fix it. We'll see if we can do a better job. Right now, so this is K55 Germany. Man, lifetime. That's interesting. Germany. More research to be done. And then we have another one here. That it's a two blade. Again, a Premier Lifetime. It's got I want to say that's bone covers. Could be synthetic. Look nice regardless. Again, another well-used knife. We got the Premier, I guess, Lifetime, but it looks to be written a little different. On a tank stamp research to do. Again, another well-used knife. Still has good snap. If we can get in there. And another either extremely well-used secondary pen blade, or it broke and somebody reprofiled it. Good little poker. Make a great awl or punch. Okay, nice snap. And then we have one more, and this would be kind of a, well, again, it's a Premier Lifetime, kind of a dogleg two-bladed jack. And you've got your secondary pen blade. Nothing on there. Again, great snap. The older knives just, they hold their snap so well. I mean, you're looking at knives that are, the blades are almost down to nothing, and they still have good snap. And your Premier Lifetime. No other markings. Again, looks like probably at some point the blade broke and somebody reprofiled it down and then perhaps broke it again. But we'll fix that up. Isn't that snap? And that one is definitely bone. Okay. Next we have Barlow. See, it says there, Barlow. That's how I know. So you've got your plastic covers, a little bit of a break right there. I have to look at that. It might be a recover project. But I think I have another one of these too, so maybe it'll be a Frankenstein. Merge the two together. Little bit grit in the blade there. So you got your pen blade and a whole lot of serial numbers there. Wow, what are the numbers on that? Some definite grit to get out of there. And it is an Imperial USA. Providence, Rhode Island. Still lots of good blade there, just needs a little cleanup. And we'll get that snap back. Great little project knife. And then here we have a little Victorinox Recruit. It's got the older shield etch on it. I think that one ran from the early 70s to the mid 90s. And little 4-blade or 4-tool Recruit. Great shape. Now these ones didn't have the accessories with the toothpick and the tweezers. But you got your bottle opener screwdriver, you got your can opener with your smaller flathead. You've got a secondary pen blade, and then you've got your main blade. And we got here, we've got Victorinox, so it's the 4-line. It's got the V that's the same size as the rest of the script. So Victorinox, Switzerland, stainless, Rostre. So that's another way you can date it, by whether it's a 4-line or a 3-line. And then here we have your crossbow, your cross, Officer Swiss. And it looks like the cross is touching the crossbow, so I think that makes it mid-70s to mid-80s. I'll look that up and I'll know for sure. I'll denote it in the video, but so lots of great snap, good retention. Very nice little knife. So I'm going to guess mid-70s to mid-80s on this one. Then we have this big hoss here, another trapper. Got synthetic kind of speckled pattern covers. Oh, right here we got elk ridge on your clip point. Nice snap. Really good retention. Nice snap on the close. Nothing there. Okay, more nice snap. Do we have anything on the tang here? A little bit there. Oh, made in China. Oh, we're in this side here. ER220 stainless custom design. Wonder who the custom designed it for. A nice little trapper. And then we have here a Stockman, and it's got plastic covers with textured grip. 2 spring brass liners. We've got your sheep's foot, stainless. And I've learned from the past. I did a video with that circular stamp, and I'm like, what do all those numbers mean? And somebody said, read it in a circle. It's China. There we have it. Oh, nice cant to the sheep's foot. Very good for draw cuts. And then we've got your main clip point. Got some schmutz to clean off of it. Nothing stamped on there. And then, where do I open you from? There we go. Snap. And then your spade blade with some schmutz. If that's paint or it comes off easy, whatever it is. Nice little pocket dropper there. And then we got this fella here. And this is Trade Walden, New York, USA, 225H. So this is a pre-73 Schrade folding hunter. Got your clip point, and you've got your skinning blade. A nice snap, good lock up on your skinning blade. But this was one I knew was coming. And I told him to send me this one to see if I can do a fix. You can see right off the bat, that's dangerous. Because your clip point is sitting above your frame, so if you were to reach into your pocket and grab that, good chance you'll cut yourself. And almost no retention on that spring. And you can see here, the spring is inset. It's dropped down below the blade. So, don't know what I'll be able to do with that unless I have to take it apart. You can see your pivot pins there. But that spring just may be worn beyond the point of repair. But we're going to give it a try and see what we can do with it. Because other than that, beautiful knife. It's in great condition otherwise. Blades look really nice. No pitting anywheres. I've got another Schrade Walden folding hunter exactly the same as this. And I wish it had the blades this one does. So that one had quite a bit of pitting. So this is going to be a big project. I have to do some research on what I can do with that. Sad to see, but still a beautiful knife. Hopefully I can fix it. So there we have it. My thankful Thursday to that fine Sasquatchy fellow out there on the West Coast. Very generous sending all these my way. I've got some great projects, and I mean, some of them, most of these don't need work. Some of them do. And that one's in great shape, great shape, great shape, great shape. A lot of them are in great shape, but there's some serious project knives here too that I can hopefully bring back to life. Some of them with the blades that are well used. I mean, that's still a usable knife, but it might just be a clean up and collector piece. So, anyway, folks, that is the look for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to get to work. So we had a sneak peek on one video. There's another video coming too, because this morning I took a drive down to Pictou to the Grohmann Knife Plant and picked up a few pieces. So hopefully you'll be seeing some of those soon. But otherwise, I hope you're having an awesome day. We're almost on the weekend. Make some plans to hang out with people you enjoy spending time with. Get out to the woods. Spring's here, fresh spring air in the woods. Smell all the trees and bushes and flowers coming back to life, and just go relax. And if you do, take a knife with you. It might just come in handy. You all take care.